New Wahoo Kickr trainer. Triathlon Taren is now on Zwift. My project this week is to make it warm in here. Ooh. Morning, Trainiacs. As you can probably tell, it's trainer season again. Have a look at this outside. Yeah, it's Winnipeg. It's ugly. We already have a foot of snow outside. However, I think that this winter is not nearly going to be as soul-crushing on the trainer as last winter's because A, new Wahoo Kickr trainer, and B, Triathlon Taren is now on Zwift. Hit me up and let me go for a run and pretty myself up, and I'll explain how you set up a Wahoo Kickr and start playing with me on Zwift. Whatever. All right, Trainiacs, let's talk about setting this up. Now, you don't need Zwift to operate the Wahoo Kickr, and you don't need the Wahoo Kickr to operate Zwift. All that you need for Zwift is a trainer that communicates with Zwift via Bluetooth and ideally ends up changing the speed, like a controllable trainer, but you don't even need that. And then for the Wahoo Kickr, all you need is the Wahoo Kickr, but without something like Zwift or a programmable workout that can communicate with the Kickr, you're missing out and you're paying a heck of a lot for basically just a direct drive trainer. Now, the reason that I'm doing this video with them together is because Zwift and the Kickr are probably the two most commonly talked about smart trainer apps when it comes to training indoors these days. These are the companies that are kind of like doing the groundbreaking stuff out there. So they pair really well together, and in my experience, they paired really well together, like quick. All right, let's talk about how to set this up with my step-by-step process. Now, first thing that you want to do is you want to pick a spot for your Kickr. You can do this where you were doing all of the training with your old trainer. The Kickr does take up a little bit smaller a footprint than most trainers, particularly my old trainer. And then especially when you fold up the Kickr, it takes up a way smaller footprint than a lot of the other 50-pound super duper high-end stable trainers that are out there. I recommend putting down a foam mat. Wahoo sells these. You can use a yoga mat. I just use a towel. But you do have to be within 9 feet of an electrical outlet or have an extension cord, because how the Kickr works is it needs to be plugged into the wall. And when you do this, you'll see a standing red light that is steady. Yep, I'm right on that, indicating that you can connect via ANT+, and then there's a blinking blue light indicating that you can connect your devices via Bluetooth. And one thing of note with the Kickr is that you don't actually need a block under the front wheel. I went to set it up and just assumed that I needed a block under the front wheel because just about every trainer requires a block under the front wheel. Didn't end up requiring it. And the reason for that is the same reason that this takes up a little bit of a smaller footprint than a lot of trainers, and that's because it's a direct drive trainer, meaning that you mount your bike right into it. You don't mount your bike wheel onto another wheel that provides resistance to your bike wheel. You take your back wheel right off and you mount it into a cog set that is actually mounted on the Kickr itself. You will need to adjust the height of the rear end of your bike by sliding the barrel that's on the middle stabilizer of the Kickr to the indicated wheel size of your bike. So for most of us, it's going to be a 700C. Now you mount the rear of your bike on just the same way that you would mounting a back wheel on, but it's a little bit awkward to do because unlike mounting a rear wheel where you're actually moving the wheel and trying to hold the bike steady, it's the exact opposite. You're actually having a stationary trainer and you've got to move the bike. So it takes a little bit of jimmying around to get used to it. But once it's in place, insert the skewer that comes with the Kickr. Don't use the skewer off the rear wheel that you've got because you'll chew that up, and you want to sacrifice the skewer that Wahoo gives you. And then to get started, you want to download the Wahoo Fitness app. And there are a bunch of apps that Wahoo has come out with. What you're looking for is the one called Wahoo Fitness. It's totally free, and you have to punch in all of your details, walks you right through everything, and the nice thing that it does is it automatically syncs to your trainer and registers the product. So all your warranty is taken care of, and then it walks you through all of the pairings. Go and make sure that all your devices are woken up, your heart rate monitor, your cadence sensor, your power meter, anything that you want communicating with Zwift or with the Kickr, you do through that Wahoo Fitness app. And in my experience, the Bluetooth in that Wahoo Fitness app picked everything up like really quickly. Super smooth. And then your setup of the Kickr is basically done. It's ready to go. After that, you want to then set up Zwift. If you're doing it on a laptop, go ahead and download the Zwift app on your laptop, or you can download it on an iPhone, an Android device. And if you're doing that, I would recommend downloading another app called Zwift Mobile Link that helps link your Zwift on your phone to the Zwift on your laptop. So I originally intended to play it through the laptop. So I downloaded it on the laptop first, but what I was finding is the Bluetooth on my MacBook wouldn't pick up any of the sensors. It wouldn't pick up my power pedals. It wouldn't pick up the Kickr. It wouldn't pick up my heart rate sensor. Like, nothing got picked up. However, the Zwift app on my phone was able to pick everything up really quickly. I went through the Zwift app on my phone, paired everything one by one, and then with Zwift Mobile Link, which you can access through your laptop, once you set it up through Zwift Mobile Link, you can just say, hey, instead of trying to use the Bluetooth from my laptop, just connect directly to Zwift Mobile Link, which already has the list of everything that I want to be paired to, and use those. And then all of a sudden, broop, there they came. Now, if you want to play Zwift on a TV screen, you'll need something like Google Chromecast or Apple TV. As much as I dislike Apple at the moment, Apple TV with an iPhone or a MacBook, very, very simple. On an iPhone, you swipe up from the bottom, screen mirror, and then you open the Zwift app, and then it plays on your TV basically instantly, as long as your Apple TV is connected to the same Wi-Fi as your phone. And the same with a laptop. You go and you click the screen mirroring icon in the top tray of the laptop. And then once you sign up and you set up your Zwift profile account, you've already got your Wahoo profile account. All you need to do is then open Zwift, and when you go to start a ride, it'll prompt you to pair to all of the devices that it already knows. Really, all you need to do is hit the ones that it knows. You hit the controllable smart trainer, I think is what the icon is, which is the Kickr, and all of a sudden, your Zwift is controlling the tension of the Kickr. It's incredible. Like, as you start going on increased grades on Zwift, the tension back here is increasing. As you're going downhill on Zwift, the tension decreases. And even as you start drafting in behind people, you start noticing a pickup in the speed and a decrease in the intensity just from drafting those little computer-generated figures on the screen. I actually found it incredibly motivating to be going over sprint sections and King of the Mountain sections. And as you're coming up on somebody, it's saying, close the gap. And as somebody's coming up in behind you, which never happened, by the way, it was prompting me to stay ahead of them. Like, it turned a dreadful trainer session into a very enjoyable game, which I just so happened to get an exercise out of. So I am officially a Zwifter and a Wahooligan. Thank you very much. I'm in. I'm sold. Sign me up. Where's the hat? Oh, would you look at that? What? Oh, how about that? Hashtag not an ad. All right, Triniacs, you're getting a sneak peek of new Triathlon Taren headquarters in a little bit. We're doing some work on it this afternoon. Come with me. Allow me to give you a brief tour of future Triathlon Taren HQ. So at the moment, it's framed. It has a garage door. It has no garage door opener. It has the windows, and the electrical is roughed in. My project this week is to make it warm in here.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, one step further forward and we are ready now for insulation. I am so ready for some insulation. Whew! Later, Trainiacs. Have spectacular evenings. Dogs, go!